just I'm going to plan a merge for one concept, GCP or Ansible, your wish. Which concept? The last week. Huh? My wish. Let's go with Ansible then. Let's complete all the concept. Then last GCP we can focus. Okay. So huh? Okay. I have given task yesterday, right? Did anyone get chance to complete? You are giving, sir. We are not doing, sir. Okay, no problem. So anyone completed? ఏం చేస్తారని ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి జస్ట్ ఐ వాంట్ నో వాట్ యూ కెన్ డూ వన్స్ యూ రీచ్ టు యువర్ హోమ్ వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ జాబ్ ఐ వాంట్ నో దట్ వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ రెగ్యులర్ జాబ్ ఓకే వర్కింగ్ ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ ఐమ్ నాట్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ బట్ హూ ఎవర్ స్టేస్ ఇన్ హాస్టల్ ఐ వాంట్ నో వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ రెగ్యులర్ యాక్టివిటీస్ టీవీయా గేమ్స్ రీల్స్ వెయిట్ సార్ యా రీల్స్ you have to do something, right? At least reels also, games also. Cluster is creating, guys. That's what I'm discussing. I'm not wasting my time. Okay. Any good reels you did? At least share to group. I'll see. At least, huh? Huh? Motivation reels. Any songs, dance, anything, no problem. Comedy scenes. What do you do? I want to understand. After this class, your job is what? Close the laptop. Delete Instagram first in your home, in your mobiles. First success will come automatically. Mm, no one tested yesterday given task. Hmm? It's working. Huh? Master to read replica. Data updating. It's not update. Okay, that's correct. Database pod, delete same name is coming or not in the pod. Deployment YAML. Not coming. Okay. So clear the two concepts, no? Okay. M install docker-y. Meanwhile, I will show how to work with Trivy. The cluster is just 10 minutes only. Trivy is very easy. Systemctl Okay, systemctl start docker. Okay. So guys, Trivy. Trivy is a vulnerability scanner tool. Vulnerability means vulnerability means hmm? Yeah. So Trivy is a image scanner tool. So this is a Trivy. What is IV and all? So this is a security scanner, guys. Just a security image scanner. Okay. So now, so Trivy is a scanner to scan the vulnerabilities, any risk on the image. Okay. So everything will take care by Trivy. So known vulnerabilities means any security related issues are there on image. Everything will take care by Trivy. Okay. So let me show you. So the all-in-one open source security scanner is a Trivy. So like that, it's going to be scan the issues. Can go to yeah. Okay, it's expecting something. Okay. So the process is first we can run your list. So after that we can run a command Trivy image. Which command, which image you want to scan. That's it. Trivy image, which image you want to scan. So automatically it will generate a report like this. If you need any report, you can give like this also. So like this report will be generated automatically. For example, my end, yeah. If I give Trivy, yeah, XML report also it will give. Trivy is not found, right? So in this case, what I should do? Install Trivy. You can give any image. So you can run this command also. Any image. I'm taking Python, Nginx, HTTPD. You can take anything. See, vulnerability scanner is enabled. Secret scanning is enabled. So these are the issues. Clear? So you can download as a file also. Let me show you. Yeah, so you can give like this, whatever image. Like this we can give. If I give now, this will be create a JSON file, trivy report.json file. Inside also, you know, you can get the JSON file to in your team security team. Done. Now, see created, right? Report.json. So you can send this report to a security for image. You can send to them. They can verify. And is there any risk and all they take. So you can read this. Before push image, we have. So like this, you will get a report. This is JSON format. You can convert different format also. Okay. So like this, and also files also we can require project files, code and also we. But here focus on only vulnerabilities and security. But SonarQube is what? Along with this code quality also will check. Code quality is not verified. Only security things only. But SonarQube definitely. Here we can find out the code quality, code suggestions, bugs, and are there. But only see, it's a high severity. PIP is there inside. Why is breaking? Why is so? What about now? I think it's a Wi-Fi issue. Better connect to my mobile. What about now? Same issue or okay? What about now? Okay, it's Wi-Fi issue. My mobile also not charging. Okay, let's get started now. So this is the process how Trivy will scan the file, scan the image, and give a report like this: severity high, status fix. So inside Docker file, pip is there, right? PP is not recommended. Something they are saying. So we have to share this to a security team, take suggestions from them. If they're okay, we can release this. Clear now? This is previous story. Nothing is there inside. How to fix this, we don't know. They will take a security team is there for this. I don't know. Hmm. Hmm? Hmm. Alpine, yes, Alpine, these and all distributions, different distributions in Linux. Python, if you specify, it will take um, Debian maybe. Alpine specific means here we can see Python Docker images. We can see different images, right? If I specify Alpine only, it will take Alpine image. What is Alpine? Different distribution, a lightweight different distribution. Go for tags. See, I can see a different Python image. Yeah, now you can see here. A different you can see. If you give the tags Alpine, this is Alpine images. Python different images. Alpine, Debian, CentOS, we can take any one. Okay. A different distributions comes under different lightweight. Clear? Okay. Let's check now. Cluster. How many of you attending evening sessions? Oh, you also? Evening. What time? So, practicing those sessions? Okay. So, handling multiple things are difficult, right? Here and there, yeah. I know that. What we can do, we need job, right? Okay. Notes also ready now. Again, same story, kubectl get notes. So handling both are difficult, right? Evening, and I know that. But what we can do, we need job, right? I know that handling a different platforms, that two unknown topics we are discussing evenings. These are different concepts. Coming topics also very interesting. Understand also taking time, huh? Oh. But all are advanced one only. Proxies, cache, Redis clusters. These are all little interesting concepts. Secret manager, how to call secrets in Lambda. Secret manager is not VPC inside service, right? So region service not inside the VPC service. How secret manager will give the credentials, secrets to Lambda? Lambda is inside the VPC we have connected. How both will communicate? If the RDS is private, how the system will work? Not work. So definitely we should create a secret manager endpoint for VPC or NAT gateway. Only internet will take. RDS always private, right? If private means secret manager not supports. Why secret manager is not inside the VPC? So definitely secret manager should use an endpoint or NAT gateway process to internally communication. NAT gateway is not internally communication, external communication, but secure external communication. You need to think like that, everything. What I need to discuss today? Headless service is pending. Okay. Let's go to here. Okay. Let's go to start now the process. Service accounts. Okay. This is like a role only, IAM role. How service account will work? For example, if I create a service account, understand carefully what I'm saying that. If you create a service account, if you create a role for the service account, I have created a service account. I'm creating a role only pod get list. Okay. And I'm going to bind on this role and service account now. See, role binding on service account and role. Same like yesterday concept only. But there we have discussed user. And then create a pod. Pod instead you can mention a service account. So how it will work, this process? So we can verify the permissions. The user access this pod specifically what a role I have given. For example, if not mention service field in the pod inside a deployment inside a by default restricted access only already there, right? User in you or root you can whatever it is. But even though administrative access is there, permission control by using service account. Service account was వైఫై ఇష్యూ ఉందా వెబెక్స్ వాయిస్ ఇష్యూ వస్తుంది సేమ్ మొన్నట్లాగా కంటిన్యూగా వస్తుంది ఓకే గెస్ ఐఎమ్ ఆడిబుల్ నౌ సేమ్ ఇష్యూ can anyone please confirm quickly? No issues, right? Let me know once issue will come so that I will change the network. Yeah, please focus what I'm trying to say now. For example, I'm going to discuss one use case. If you're interested, you can do it. Otherwise, leave it. Okay. This is my pod. Database pod. Understand? Okay. Database pod. This pod inside credentials are there, database credentials. Am I right or not? Yes. So these pod credentials, I'm not going to hard code here, for example. Then secret manager is there, right? Everything is AWS only, right? What I'm going to do, I'll create a secret manager. Here credentials are placed. RDS credentials or whatever it is. Or database credentials, pod database credentials. Anything. Pod DB credentials. Now how I can, my pod can call this DB credentials. Pod should call only, right? Your pod should call these credentials from the secret manager. So this is EKS. This is secret manager. Pod level requirement, cluster level, it's not a cluster level requirement. It's not a node level requirement. Pod is not part of IAM. Node is part of IAM. EC2 node is part of IAM. In this case, what we can do, in this case, what we can do, we can create a service account. Voice issue. Okay, let's try with my mobile. Maybe you can. Every day coming in 9 AM batch only issues. This is started. Okay, I'll do one thing. What about now? Please confirm. Same issue or fine now? Clear. Perfect. So let's get started. Yeah, how service account will work, I'm explaining now. Okay, just leave it this concept. Once we discuss service account, we'll get a clarity again. I will discuss this process. First, this role is there, right? This role I'm creating a only pod, list pod, get something. This role, if you add to service account, how to add? Through binding process. Role binding for what? Bind this role on where? Service account. Bind this role on groups. Yesterday we add into group, right? Now we are going to add into service account. Screen stuck. Okay. So create a role, create a service account, bind this role to service account, add service account to pod. That's it, guys. Clear? What I'm trying to say, create a service account. Okay. Okay. And now create a role where we can give a permissions, right? Role inside permissions are there. Clear now? Now this role, this service account should add. How to add? Binding process. Clear now? This is role binding. Role is going to bind on where? Service account. Now both will communicate. Now your deployment or pod level, we cannot add role directly. What we can do? We can add service account. The service account represent the role. Role represent permissions. Clear? Yeah. Where we can use a service account inside cluster. If you want to talk about a specific permissions, we can. Yesterday discussed is different one, but related to same concept. Yesterday discussed one is not service account. Yesterday discussed in directly Kubernetes control process. How to create a user, how to give a permission. Then where we can use a service account. This is temporary access like IAM role. So we can attach to pod. When we can attach to service account to pod, once we bind on role. What is role contains permissions. Clear the concept now? Yeah. Go to instance. Let's add one by one now. I'm going to create a service account. Why every time is coming this issue? So VI service account.yml kubectl apply -f service account created. You can check how to check kubectl get SA na. Oh, SA service account only. See, created. Now let's go to create a role. Which permissions are required? That role can attach to service account. Service account attached to pod. Role cannot attach directly to pod. Create service account. Create IAM role. Attach permissions. Attach IAM role to EC2 instance. Same process. Service account is IAM role. Understand? Permissions is Kubernetes role. Attach permission to role binding. Attach role to EC2. Attach service account to deployment or pod. Clear? I'm creating a role for what? Service account now. Service account only attached to pod or deployment. So permissions are what? Pods, get list. Okay. Now role.yml also done. Next is what? Role binding. Role binding also done. Now, so yeah, service account created, role created, both can bind on by using role bind ML. Now take service account and add into where you want to access this temporary pod. So let's say here. Now I'm going to create a pod. See here I'm calling what? My service account. Oh, sorry. kubectl apply -pod.yml. Pod created. Okay. Now I'm able to see get pods. kubectl exec -it my app bin bash. So I'm instead of my pod. Okay. So now you can see here if you want to test. Yeah. So I'm using kubectl exe-it pod bin bash try listing pods also working. So okay, what I'm going to do, let's try a different use case. Control PQ. Okay, I'm not inside of pod now. Let's run kubectl get pods. Okay, pod is running. Let's go to role.ml. This is permission, right? Let's give a different use case. Let's take. Okay, what they're doing here, they're taking curl image, okay? And that image is directly curl image means curl will work. The container is. And they're login there and they're going to curl default pods, okay? Should it fail, they're going to call secrets. I didn't get. Give different use case. This is full access actually, but I have given not only get list, okay? Okay, got it. Let's ask this command. Here, the one thing we need to focus is actually when I try to delete, which access will involve? Kubernetes administrator access will involve, right? So what I'm going to do, my service account is what? Service account name. Okay. This is my service account. Copy, paste. Copy and run this command. No. Okay. Which means what? By using service account, you are unable to delete a pod. But kubectl delete pod name my app, right? Pod deleted. Why? Huh? This service account you need to add again authorization. Yesterday we have added a role permissions, user permissions, right? Then give the access to them. Yeah. But now this is working which process? Delete, create, and all by default you have administrator access, right? It will work. But this process, when it will work, what I'm going to say, what you need to prove here, create a one user. Okay, create a one user like yesterday and give only limited permissions. Don't give pod get list permission. Don't give pod get list permission. Give node list permission. After that, create a service account. Service account you can give a pod get list permissions. Now see user is able to get pod or not. Clear what I'm trying to say? But my end already administrator permission is there for my cluster, right? That's what I'm unable to apply the service account role. In that case, create a temporary user. Temporary user creation time role is there, right? Role don't give pod list get list. Give only node. Or okay, only give node. In that case, user unable to get pod, right? So instead of giving a role level permission, create a service account. What I'm explaining now. Give a pod get list permissions and attach to role binding and attach to service account. Give service account to created pod. See able to get or not. Then you can understand. My level, my level, see this is correct. Unable to delete a pod. But I'm able to delete why? Root permissions by default working here. Okay, see, maybe let me ask to ChatGPT. But I'm able to, this is root, right? No need to disturb root. If you disturb root, impact is there. Create user level only. I'm able to delete pod y. See, see, clear? But you running kubectl delete cluster admin access. How to override? So if you it is saying if you want to test, you can go inside, you can run this command so that you can understand whether you are able to delete or not. It is saying that. But even we ran this command, right? We clearly got it, right? So we cannot delete this. No permission. So try like that, and definitely it will work. Limited access you can try. My and full access is there, so not possible to control this. Okay. I mean, for example, my user yesterday I have given. Yeah, let me show you what I'm trying to say. Control F. Yeah. See, I'm explaining that only. So this is yesterday concept what I discussed, right? Yesterday concept I have given config map access, pod access, and deployment access. My user can access these three only, right? Other than three, not possible to access anything. Now, if what I'm trying to say, you can delete here now. Now my user is able to access config map, only deployment list only. These permissions you can give through service account. Understand what I'm trying to say. How to give service account? Create a service account, create a role level you can give only this permission only. And binding to service account, attach service account to pod or deployment.ml. So now try to understand user is able to access pod or not. Clear what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So service account, I mean, we have a IAM process. From EC2 instance inside, if you want to access S3 bucket, you can give IAM role. By attach S3 permissions, attach IAM role to EC2 instance. That is service account in Kubernetes. Or configure a keys EC2 level, access key secret key. Okay, I mean create a user, generate a credentials for user, give a permissions to user full access, log in as a user inside EC2, and access S3 permission. That is different one. Yesterday discussed is user level. Today discussed is not user level, permission level. Understand? For example, my user I want to give a specific permission. Create a service account, give a role, attach permission to user. Here, no need to attach permission to user. How to attach? Attach to resource level. Yesterday, did I add anything into the deployment.yaml or pod.yaml? No. But now this service account is ready. How to apply this service account? Resource level, pod level, you can apply. See what I did here. If you can see, VA pod.yaml. Here, service account field is there, right? This service account already enabled a role. So whatever permissions are their role, same permissions apply for this pod only. Understand? Now, service account I have enabled for this pod level. In this case, this pod only apply this role only, not administrator access. Okay, pod level I'm talking, not delete and create. For example, if you uncomment this, for example, delete this pod is under root access now. Understand? Kubernetes control level. So if I add, this pod can take first preference is service account level. But yesterday concept, we haven't discussed a resource level permissions. Complete full access, complete all pods access, complete all nodes access. Now in your account, this pod is special than other pods. Other pods are running with full permissions. This pod only running service account permission. Clear? For example, if I want to give secret manager, user level, if you can create a secret manager, pod level, if you give a pod access for the role level, all pods can access secret manager. Right or not? Specific pod want to access a secret manager. What you need to do? Create a service account, attach a role, binding, and add it to the service account to the pod. So the service account permissions only apply for this pod only, not enter cluster. Clear? Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Correct. If you want to control a specific pod, you can attach a service account. Okay. But user level, all pods will apply, right or not? But service account is a temporary access. Okay. Temporary permission we can give to specific pod, specific node, specific config map, like that we can give. So if you want to try, you can give like this, for example, secret manager, access secrets to pod. How to configure? Service account. Okay. First, create a policy, IAM policy for secret manager. Next is what? Okay. Next is what? Create a IAM role for service account. So they are creating a service account. See, EKSCTL create a, I mean, this is command level they are explaining. Service account, name secret access SCA, namespace default, cluster, attach policy ARN, policy whatever I created. Now service account is ready. You can use the pod level service account. Clear? Yeah. This is easy than what I have explained. So simple, you can create a IAM policy, attach IAM policy service account. The service account you can add to your pod. Yeah. For example, IAM policy we can attach to node level in by general or service level. My end IAM policy is there. How to add to pod? IAM policy. The policy is for what? Access a secret manager. So in this case, my end, okay, I will take care. Now you will get it. S3 full access is their permission. IAM. Policy this is, right? Now I want to add these permissions to EC2 instance. EC2. How to do this? Create a role. Add permission. Attach to EC2. This is the process. But in Kubernetes, this is EC2. What about Kubernetes? Pod, right? Workload is pod. Pod. Same S3 full access, I need to attach to pod. How to do that? Here, pod level, AWS is not giving any a service to create a role and attach. In this case, what we can do? Create a service account. And attach this permission to service account. Attach this service account to pod. This is the process how it will work. How it we can access? Clear now? This is important integration. Node level can access. Node level permission. See, node level we can access. Node level EBS volume issues are we have already faced. Node role we have attached to EC2 full access. But pod level, is there any role to attach permissions? Pod level there is no role, right? Not create any role. But I want to give only specific pod. How to give? Service account. Clear the concept now? Yeah. So if you want, you can take any use case, create S3 permissions, attach to service account, pod inside. AWS S3 LS you can try. It not works. Why? AWS CLI is required, right? Pod inside. Install AWS CLI. Then AWS, after install AWS CLI inside the pod, same command, Linux command. Then run AWS S3 LS. Are you able to get S3 bucket list or not? You can try. different use case. Otherwise, let me show you. Different use cases in interview point of view. See, first is what? From inside AWS SLS, if you want, right? Request setup is what? See, list bucket permissions policy. Attached to where? Tell me. Attached to this policy attached to where? Service account. And this service account call inside pod. That's it. Clear the concept now? Very easy concept. So login inside the pod, give you AWS S3LS. See, what is the meaning here? Installing CL at the time of pod. Otherwise, you can ignore this. Login inside. You can install AWS S3 CLI. Do I need to show? Or you can do? Mere connection sir. Tell me guys. Sir, can you do this also? Okay. Yes. Why pod will create with again service account only, right? YAML file only follow, right? So I'm going to save this. This topic is not discussed to anyone. Only this batch only covering. Why you are showing more interest? What are you saying, sir? We are not like that. Wait. Is there any great impact? This too? I think so. No. Yesterday one person came. Okay, let me show first. This is. Next is what? So I'm going to create a policy by using this policy.json. Done. Policy created. Next is what? Create a service account. Service account name is IAM service account. Name is S3 Access SCA. Default. Cluster name is what? I need to change. A policy ARN I need to change. Remaining are same. Okay. Let's. My cluster name is Naresh, right? Okay. This is policy ARN, right? Copy. Okay. Any changes are required? Cluster name. Cluster name is what? Vardhan is created, I don't know. Naresh. Okay. AWS region must be set. Okay, we can share, it will give simply copy paste. US East one, we have to set up. Oh, yeah, let's try now. Done, right? Next is what? Pod. This pod is Amazon Linux pod. Understand? Amazon Linux instance already we already discussed it. This is Amazon Linux pod. Amazon Linux pod inside I'm installing AWS CLI. Sleep why? Otherwise it will stop automatically. Right or not? CLI command is not continuously run, right? CLI process. That's what sleep 3600. Until and that I can go inside, I will run. Yeah. So S3 pod.yaml. S3 pod.yaml. I'm giving, so I'm adding service account name here. So kubectl apply. I created a different name. Huh? Service account name is what? S3 access SCA only, right? Then why it is giving error? Let's. Oh, this is not found. Service account not created. Why this is not running? So this is expecting region, right? This is expecting region. So instead of configure keys, I'm just looking. Okay. Okay, got it. Can we create a role and attach to this instance? This instance unable to taking S3 permissions, right? Okay, I'll do one thing. Just trial only. Clear what I'm trying to say? My EC2 instance is creating a service EKSCTL by taking S3 permissions. So that's what it is expecting role. We'll see. Otherwise, we need to configure keys, AWS configure keys. Which server? This one. Now you can run. Why this is expecting again? Region is expecting, right? No, actually I'm thinking, let's try this. Unable to, oh, we missed this error right before, that's what. Unable to create a service account because of region. Okay. Mhm. Now creating. So this command is to give a region privileges. So make it sure. I'll make it a document. Let's access first, then I'll make it as a document. Why? Namespace default there, right? What? The server is Davis correct? Huh? Before no IAM role? Before this one, huh? Huh? Cluster permissions gone. See, changing the role. Clear or not? While creating them, that role is updated for the cube auth file insert. This role is updated. Yesterday I discussed it. Yeah. Now it will work 100%. Let's check kubectl get service account now. Okay. So let's run the pod now. Why it is not showing? S3 pod.yaml, right? Kubectl apply. Don't think. Why it is coming no tasks? Let's check. Already exist, but not getting right. No, it's not coming. I think we have to change the name now. Yeah, yeah. So we have to start from the scratch again. Role also not found. So you can create manually also, it is saying that. Create a policy and create a role. Why it is not working? Let's go to first process is what? Okay. Okay, already exist. Let's give one more A. Okay, service account created. So let's go to pod.ml, VIS3 pod.ml. Inside, add one more A. Clear? I have changed the service account. Kubectl apply -f s3 pod.ml. Pod created, right? So you can kubectl get pods. S3 list pod is running. How to log in? Kubectl exec-it pod. Next is what? Bin bash. I bet L missing only. AWS S3 LS. Clear now? Why not getting anything? No buckets. Let me create a bucket quickly. Create a bucket. Clear? This is the interview question yesterday asked to my colleague, one, I think KPMG company something. This is question. That's what I have explained. He unable to answer this question anyway. So how to access S3 buckets inside the pod? Simply he said attach for full permission to my IAM role and attach. How pod can access, node can access, right? This is the process. Okay. Can someone please make it a document? Just go to ChatGPT 4 files, make it. Okay. I don't have time now. Clear? What is service account now? Yeah. Online team, are you clear? Yeah. So please do it this. Now question is to you. Now pod is accessing public or private? 100% wrong. Public. This is public subnet, right? S3 is not inside the VPC, right? Then how pod can access S3 private? Tell me. Huh? Where this cluster is running, in that VPC, you can create an endpoint to S3. Your request will exit to VPC, right? I mean, VPC level, it will go, then connect to S3 directly. It won't go outside of the VPC. VPC level, the network is their entire EC2 pod and all, right? So the request is coming from pod to node, node to subnet, subnet to VPC and out, then enter into the S3. This is the process how it is working now. But I don't want to send the request outside of the VPC. Then VPC level create endpoint and attach to S3. VPC will connect S3 endpoint. Same, we discussed, right? EC2 how we just communicate S3. This is the concept. Thanks.